Welcome back to episode 2 of the currently nameless series. As you can see from the outside of our little mountain base here, there have been some additions between episodes. A bit of a road, some stairs, and a Borg cube of a tree farm, apparently. Wonder what's actually over here, if this is natural or artificial. My guess is it's artificial, and I'll have to ask Elvie about it because this is her thing. Anyway, for what was actually done, as you can see, there's a new barn here for animals. It's not entirely finished. It's nice and cleared out and ready for usage, though. Stairs going up to what I believe is going to be a rubber farm for IC2 rubber trees. It's not quite ready yet. A bit of a tiered flower bed just to break up the monotony of the dirt and stone. Couple minor changes in the main room. The first big change is the addition of a load of barrels from, I believe, factorization. They will store 64 stacks of any single item. Simply right-click an item to put it in, left-click to pull out a whole stack, double right-click to put all stacks in your inventory in there, and then shift-click to pull out a single item at a time. Very handy for high-use items, so you can grab what you need without having to dig through a chest and deal with signs and all that. There's also signs above the beds, and the actual sleeping room has a rather nice picture window out of it. That view's getting better and better every time. And then down this way is the start of a Thaumcraft room. Here we have 2 tables placed side by side. I'll show you the recipe for that in just a moment. But first, we have our ore production room, or refinement room. Starts here with a thermal expansion pulverizer and a Buildcraft hopper. The hopper is filled with ores that are automatically fed into the pulverizer, which then grinds the ore. Every single ore gives you 2 dust, or 2 pulverized items, with the chance, most of them give you a chance for a rare 3rd item. And this whole system is currently powered by a hobbyist steam engine, which produces Buildcraft power via the use of a burnable fuel, sticks, wood, or charcoal, as well as water to produce steam. Later on, there's higher engines that will actually take steam from the outside and run at a higher rate. And all of this power is being pumped into Buildcraft pipes and into the machines for direct power. On this side, we have IC2 machines, which are a very nice counter to thermal expansion. Here on the right, we have a generator, the basic energy producer of EU, which is the IC2 energy unit. Next to that, we have an extractor used to primarily produce 3 rubber from a single sticky resin instead of the normal 1 from a furnace. Next to this, we have another hopper filled with pulverized metal ores, which will get fed into an electric furnace. And then the chest here is just manually sorted at this point. But the electric furnace, instead of using traditional fuels, uses EU to power and smelt items. And now I'm going to finish getting the Thaumcraft stuff set up, and we'll go a ways down the tech tree this episode, or we might just start it because that. Anyway, back in a bit. And we're back. While off camera, I set up a bit of the Thaumcraft room. Got more stuff thrown in here, got things all nice and prepped up. So what you need to start with are a couple tables and a cauldron. We'll start with the table itself. And that is this recipe here. 3 oak, or any wood slabs on top of 2 planks will give you this table. Once you get 3 of them, you place 2 side by side to the immediate left, then you take an ink, a feather, and a glass file, which is just the normal vanilla bottles with a piece of clay top and center to make a scribing tool. Once you have your scribing tool, you take that and put it on the double table, preferably on the left side so it looks right, and whoosh, it transforms it, and you have a fancy table you can right click on and start your Thaumcraft research on. Now for the research, you'll need some canes to make paper with. We'll just start with 6. Your paper goes in your bottom slot here. The 5 slots on the left side are for the items you're going to be researching. And you can see when I put the cobble in, it has 2 different symbols. They're called aspects. Pretty much every item in the game has 1 or more aspects like this. If you hold shift over your inventory, you can see what aspect those items have with you. And you see there the bronze pickaxes from Industrial Craft do not have any aspects. But most of the other tools and pretty much any Thaumcraft item you craft, like this table, has aspects. So it's just a matter of if the mods are supported yet. I assume that in the future more of them will be. The green bar down here determines how you research the item. If you go with thorough, you have a high chance of destroying your research item, but also a higher chance of actually pulling good research out of that. And you see there, practice is at 100% now. It has the little lightning square around it. It used a piece of paper, and you now have research notes for, in this case, Alumentum. If you hover over here, after a while it will translate into English and give you a description and possibly some clues as to what to research to get the rest of it. But for now, we'll just try torches. Sound good. We'll switch this to cursory so that we have a chance of saving the item. You can see multiple presses. Don't always eat one of the candles, and here the lux dimmed out so we know that it is not part of this recipe. If you can't figure out what it takes, you can pull the research out and throw it in the chest for later, and that will let you start that was the wrong one, a new bit of recipe, a new research. You can see this one has permutatio. It's still unknown, so there's probably more things than the Alumentum, which revealed what it was named after just the two items. But there's not just research. You also will need a magic wand, which is this recipe here, any V shard, which are these ones here, a stick, and a gold nugget, which is made by just putting a gold ingot in any crafting grid and breaking it down. You'll get 9 ingots, or 9 nuggets per ingot. Once you craft these up, you get your first wand, the Wand of Apprentice. You can see it charging up as soon as I create it. It holds a maximum of 50 Vs. Now, we go to the third table we had with our wand, and right-click on that, and poof, we now have an arcane work table. You see here, the Wand of the Apprentice is in its own slot. It is also visible on top of the table when you're not there, when you don't have the crafting table open, and if you pull it out, you can see that it disappears there as well. For any of the Thaumcraft recipes, which we don't have any of yet, you have to have a wand here before you can use it here. Another nice side effect is if you're just using a regular vanilla recipe, this works as a regular crafting table as well. The next bit that I'm going to show you is from Equivalent Exchange 3. It's the basic starting point. You take 4 stone, cooked, 4 iron ingots, and 1 gold ingot. Throw those all in a crafting table. And you get an inert stone. Take that stone and these 8 shards of minium, which you get from killing mobs in dungeons or at night or wherever, and you surround the inert stone with them, and you get yourself a minium stone. Minium stone, if you play Equivalent Exchange 2, is just like the old Philosopher's Stone, except that when you use it, it takes damage. You can use it as a crafting table for free, but any recipe that uses the stone itself causes more damage. And with that, I'm going to cut the video here, wait for some more people to show up, and I believe on the agenda for today is our first trip to the Nether, which is fully vanilla. Most people have seen it, but I don't want to go alone because I don't think I could survive. So we'll see how long that takes for somebody else to show up, get that going, and we'll be back once that happens.